Greetings, fellow boar jerky enthusiasts. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And welcome to Talking Mrs. Bates, the show where we check into the Bates Motel.
But we don't always check out.
Boar jerky. Oh, BlueDragonFive, what a week to not be able to do this episode until Sunday, because holy crap, this was such a good episode. Oh my god.
Yes, it was.
Like, this episode felt like it was a season finale type of episode. It was like everything that was kind of building up to in the rest of the series, I feel like kind of culminated with this episode, and I can't wait to see where we'll go from here. But anyways.
Well, tell them what it's called first.
Of course, the episode's called Good Night, Mother. So we're short on time, so let's just dive right into it.
Right, so let's see. The episode starts with Norma calling Dr. Edwards, leaving a message a few times. It was a little something like this.
He had a bad episode yesterday. I got home, he broke a log, fixed the door. He was blacked out when I was here. That lasted hours. Then he finally fell asleep. I just let him sleep. But I need to get him into your facility as soon as possible. Just send your message across the path, okay? Reached an exchange with Dr. Edwards. Hi, it's Norma again. Sorry, Dr. Edwards. Just call me back, please. I know you're busy. But please.
Guys love, I think we've all been there.
Dr. Edwards, please call me back.
I just think we've all been there as we leave the message and we go on too long, just showing you how much, then it's like you run out of space, like, please, Dr. Edwards, please help me. Okay, let's see. So following that, we see that Norman is recuperating from going full Norma with his blackout last episode.
Oh yeah.
She checks in on Norman.
I really like the fact that this episode's all structured within the time frame of one day, where it's like he wakes up in the morning and then he gets arrested at night.
Oh yeah. It's like, the dark early morning too, like in the midst of rain, this rainfall. Of course, the rainfall does definitely play into the episode a little later on.
Oh yeah.
So let's see. So she checks in on Norman, who has no memory of the event. And I love this. The mystery setup for this episode's great. Because, with the big thing, we were left on the cliffhanger of, oh boy, what's going to happen when Norma gets to that house and she finds, oh no, dead body. Yeah, Norman, why are you in my room? You're expecting that. None of that happens because we don't see it. And you're wondering, how well did Norman cover his tracks? And apparently he covered them extremely well, to the point where he doesn't even know anything about it.
Oh, yeah.
But it kind of works like, oddly enough, that weird comparison here, it kind of works like the symbiote in the Spider-Man comics, where the symbiote would use Peter Parker's body to go around town, and the next morning he'd wake up with no memory and wonder why he feels so sore. It feels like he's exhausted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Norman feels like he ran a marathon last day.
Exactly. Suggests I just love the idea that he kind of sounds like he scurried like Norma Bates. He sounds like he scurried like Norma while he was doing everything.
The last thing I remember is being locked in this room, and the accusations begin.
Yeah, but it goes a little something like this, as he's just trying to figure out what was going on. Instantly an accusation.
Curious. What did you need to do? So urgent that you needed to call me. I needed to buy some groceries. We were out of everything. Norman, don't. I'm only a human being, and I don't know how to handle everything if it's so perfectly okay. And please, just give me a break, please. I'm also starting to think that these things are triggered by stress. Okay, I need you to stay home and rest today. Be home with me. It's freezing outside anyway. It's been raining all night. Stay in, play some cards, watch movies, bake a cake. I'm gonna make you some breakfast.
So
I want to have a sick day just staying in and playing cards with Norma Bates. That sounds delightful.
tell me about it. I heard that. I was thinking, oh my gosh, that's not ever. Oh my God, sounds so. I would pay for that sort of thing. Yes. Seriously, it's like they're having all these contests now, like riding a helicopter with Henry Cavill, riding the Batmobile with Ben Affleck, walk the ring over Jesse Eisenberg. Let's see. Let's see A&E try that sort of thing where you pay this man money, have breakfast, and spend the day inside with Vera Farmiga.
You know why someone like Vera Farmiga would do that? Because she's a nice girl.
Absolutely. So let's see. So guys, I just love Norma has really lame excuses in this episode. I love that running gag. She's like groceries. Like she locked Norman in a room to get groceries. And I do love her rationale though. It does sound vaguely plausible for Norma Bates just saying, but Norma, I don't really think these things through sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just again, but I do love how sweet and loving she is. There's oh, come on, let's just stay. I love my favorite of all those suggestions, by the way, was bake a cake. It's like if there's a cuteness meter for Norma Bates, it's like the needle fell off of that.
No, I'd like to think that cake is like an easy bake oven style cake with the light bulb and everything.
Hey, don't give everyone diabetes. Come on, there's only so much cuteness we can take before it's like like a shotgun of cute. Okay, anyway, so Romero wielding a shotgun of cute aside.
No.
See, the end of season 2 was he walks into St. Morgan, but instead of just your regular shotgun, it was like a pink shotgun with like flowers and glitter and everything on it. He says, "I told you," with all the seriousness of the world, saying, "I told you, thank you." Bang!
And then it just fires out Norma, and she's just like, "I'm so sad."
Okay, and here's the thing: when it hits him, it makes his head blow up of cuteness. Like the most graphic yet adorable thing you've ever seen. So Norman as he's getting ready for the day, figures, fun day with Norma, hooray! As he's getting ready, fun day with Mother, huzzah! As he's getting ready, he's washing his face, like, man, what a night. He gets flashes of Mother, specifically Mother.
Oh yeah.
I love this, by the way. And whenever we see Mother specifically, I love that the way they're doing it, just to kind of suggest the old movies, is that when we see her from behind, I don't know what they do with Vera Farmiga's hair, but I know I'm not crazy about it. It's like they have to do it somewhat differently because it looks like it almost plausibly could be a wig from behind. It looks like it might be like Norman in a wig.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's like that's what they did last season and 3, kind of make it look vaguely like it's from behind. It looks like it could be like Norman was wearing a wig randomly.
Sure.
Anyway, so the Mother, we see Mother dragging Emma's body in flashback here to the basement. It's like it's like an unreliable narrator sort of thing. Because let me get your take on this. So she's putting the body in the fridge and removing all the taxidermy from the freezer, and she's still living and just like shutting the living body in the freezer. Norma, Mother is. Now, do you think the actual body was still alive and then was killed when put into the freezer? You think that's just kind of a scary addition to the hallucination?
I kind of took it as more hallucination because, she seemed pretty dead after the strangling.
I know. I
can't imagine her having much more life in her after that.
I know. That's kind of weird. I think it's like kind of a little jump scare. Like, oh my God, she's alive. And Mother, you monster. Oh, egad. And I gotta tell you, so let's just say this right from the we're gonna be saying this throughout the thing, but Freddie Homer's performance this episode is fantastic. It absolutely is.
He goddamn needs an Emmy nomination.
Seriously, now let me tell you his only competition. His main competition this year is it's Kevin Spacey from House of Cards. If he can get past him, then he's in because he hasn't really had much. Because now him and I guess potentially Bob Odenkirk. We'll see how he does on this season of Saul, which I assume is gonna be good, but I don't know. It's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, I think this year's Highmore's year. I think so.
Okay, so Norman flashes back just as Norma's calling for breakfast.
It goes sounds a little something like this.
Walter Jr. would be very happy.
Honey, breakfast is ready.
Oh God.
I gotta think in retrospect, Walter Jr. would if he could ever just swap moms, he would swap moms.
Yes.
It's like, she's not accusing my father of all these terrible things, and she doesn't make me say have an A1 day all the time.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. So, guys, I love the horror that Norman plays on his face there when he's now realizing, oh my God, my mother killed this poor tenant, and then realizing, hey, breakfast is ready. Just like, hey, yeah, what a twisted way things are going.
Yeah.
Okay, so we see. The moment I saw this, like, oh boy, this is the episode. I was a little dumbfounded until the promo. It was confirmed here that we saw Norman in the brown sweater of doom, because remember on the promos and the trailers for the season, we saw him like chasing Norman up the stairs in this brown sweater. So whenever it's like a symbol of like doom. Again, I was seeing him in that brown sweater. Oh, this is the episode. I was so surprised by that when we get the promo for this episode, because I thought that was gonna be like episode 5. Usually episode 5 is the big game changer in the season.
Yeah, definitely. This definitely feels like more of a mid-season kind of episode. It escalates really quickly, for sure.
Tell you, I mean, that's so impressive. I mean, they're really ramping up this fast. It's kind of like how Arrow started out. Arrow started out like.
I have a feeling things are going to slow down for an episode or two, and things might get a little lighter with like the whole like Norma and Romero being a cute couple for a little while. But we'll see. We'll get to that when we get to Spec.
You know what I mean with Arrow is like, in the first season they moved really fast with their pace, and they did all the stuff that would take Smallville like 9 seasons to get done in one season. They were moving at a brisk pace. Now that's kind of completely changed, but
kind of like Agent Carter compared to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's probably the more accurate comparison. Yes.
yeah.
Anyway, so Norman's sitting at the table for breakfast. He's asking some probing questions to Norma about after there's a lack of milk.
Like so accusational over the smallest things. It's like she doesn't have cream, and he's like, "Oh, I thought you went to buy groceries when you locked me up."
Yes, so you can tell he's definitely bothered by it, and you can read that there's High More Place's brilliant moment. I mean, he just plays so many levels this episode. This one level, I just love how methodical he is. It's just like he knows how he's going to get her here. He just takes a sip of coffee very confidently, and he says this. There's like this moment of pause that goes by. Then he feels very Cranston-esque this episode. It feels very Walter White from Breaking Bad. This season 5. He feels very season 5 Walt in this episode.
I'm asking you normal questions. Well, you're making me defensive. Well, I'm just wondering what really happened while I was locked up. What are you doing? Marked it to my groceries, and now I'm done talking about it. Where are the grocery bags? Eat your breakfast from throwing it in the trash.
Okay, but don't forget to add the coins, dear sir. Don't forget we got to add some coins to a certain show.
Oh my God, that's right. We've been talking about Walter Jr. and breakfast. So how much is that? Like 2?
Yeah, let's say that's 2, and I referenced it about 2 more times.
Oh dear. Okay.
Add one more. Let me say it so you can add one more.
Okay.
No, let's say it once so we don't have to say it again, right? So I want to say overall this season, I'm getting the vibe that Norman's going to be kind of like season 5 Walt, where he's kind of the bad guy this season. He's now being fully formed and confident.
Which is what I've been wanting from the get-go since during our speculation podcast. I've said, like, I'm kind of sick of this whole, like, Nick Ford, Bob Paris archetype with the show. I think we need to start getting into Norman being the main villain.
Which is very interesting. I think this season might definitely be that, at least for a large chunk of it, if not the whole thing.
Sure.
Okay, so let's see. So after the grocery debacle, I just love such the motherly threat. If you're not eat that, or I'm gonna throw it in the trash. Just getting so defensive. I just love how tense and. For our next scene, let me mention that. Our next scene, we have a really tense and realistic tube removal on Emma. So Emma's like she's had her surgery, and now it's just kind of the follow-up procedure, testing out the lungs, seeing if everything's okay. So, by the way, speaking of which, actually, I'm so sorry to make you grab this again, but we have a Breaking Bad alumni in this scene.
Really?
We have remember the Heisenberg, the Say My Name guy.
Yeah.
He's the other guy. He was I cannot remember his name at the moment, but the other guy that was Mike's contact.
Yay, other guy.
Now you're making me feel bad.
Right.
Point is, our familiar doctor here, he removes the tube, very realistic, really nasty. It's kind of like Robert Downey Jr. removing that tube from his nose from Iron Man.
Right.
It's far less comedic.
God.
But seriously, I mean, it's like she has to. They held the little realistic medical things where she has to cough a lot to make sure everything gets up there. And
I've been really congested and I've been coughing a lot myself, and my lungs have been kind of phlegmed up. So this is like very scary to me. Like, cough, Emma. All you have to do is cough, or else you'll die.
Yes. So I mean, speaking of which, I mean, how tense a scene was this one? Like
Totally.
it appears like they almost lost her because you get the ominous heart monitor in the back there, kind of going into the red, and Dylan's like panicking. Like, let's help her out.
Like a young Bruce Wayne.
Absolutely. And luckily, all was well. It appears. She gets the tubes in her nose just to help out, kind of help her gain her bearings, and that's not a good sign. Oh my God! I thought those whole things to get her out of those tubes. What's going on? It's a madhouse.
So now my whole take on Dylan this episode, it might be a little bit different between the two of us, but I think Dylan is kind of like feeling a bit overwhelmed by his responsibility towards Emma, and I think he's maybe having some second thoughts.
That's a fair assessment. I could definitely see him kind of. He's definitely in the serious boyfriend territory right now, where he has to make some decisions.
Right.
Yeah, because now she has her whole life ahead of her. I mean, he almost lost her. It's like, in a dark way, he's kind of. I mean, when you think about Dylan as a character, is that he's lost so many people in his life. He's just kind of used to. He would be kind of used to losing yet another one. But
and I also think that he might think that he's holding her back in a way now that she's pretty much free to do whatever she wants.
But more on that later.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's see. So Norman has a really awesome shadowy entrance. By the direction, this episode is really good.
Oh yeah, totally.
He enters with DVDs of old films such as Key Largo.
This is like a callback to the very first episode. I thought I loved it.
Well, this has actually been through all the seasons. He's always.
Yeah, I know. But in the first episode, they really focused on stuff like this. Like him and Norma watching old movies and stuff.
Yeah, Double and Indemnity, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he's suggesting, why don't we watch Key Largo? And then she's suggesting, what about His Girl Friday or something with Carol Lombard? Let's see. Norma mentions she has stuff to do at the motel, but wants Norman to stay in. I love the bad excuse here. Just like to avoid. It's cold out. You don't want to get a cold on top of
right.
Just again, she just has bad yet loving motherly excuses. I love that. So much, Okay, so let's see. So just you don't want to get a cold on top of all this. Just so motherly. Okay, let's see. So Norman goes down to the basement once she goes down to the motel, gets some stuff done. Norman goes to the basement.
Hold on, really quick. Norman's like, well, who's the woman that checked out? It's just a woman, Norman. A nice woman. Or a nice girl. How'd you do it? Go on.
So Norman goes down to the basement, and I love this. Again, this mystery idea is really well fleshed out. Norman has some flashbacks. Last time this flashbacks turned out to be true with Blair Watson, or as one could say...
Oh, God. Who's B?
Yeah.
It's me. I'm B because my name's Bradley.
Okay, but I love this though.
It's a very dark territory with the Who's B thing, but I won't.
Okay, but Norman.
God, just use your imagination.
Yes. Okay, but seriously, I love kind of this investigative kind of Norman here, was just kind of going there to see if like his dream was a reality.
He's like fucking Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, he's going down the basement. He's noticing right off the animals are out, which means suggests the freezer is empty, which wasn't that case last time. He goes in there, he checks the freezer, really ominous, really Hitchcocking, like, oh God, is the body gonna be in there, Scoob? Yep. Opens it up and it's empty. Bump. I love the mystery for us, the audience. Like, we're wondering, where the heck is this body?
Totally.
And of course, I love that once it's just kind of put in our head, once Norman and Romero kind of get to it, it's like, egad, how do we not think of that? Okay, let's see. So after his discovery that the body is not in the basement, body's not in the basement. We have the return of a beloved running joke where Norma then re-enters the house and she's looking for her oh so precious son and going,
Back, Norman.
Yeah.
We have one at the beginning and then one at the end.
Those issues. She's coming in. She's looking for the return of our favorite running gag.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. So she goes down in the basement. She asks, what are these animals doing out? Norman reveals that he suspects. Well, he doesn't quite reveal that he suspects her of killing the one, but he definitely implies that, like, Mother, why are we doing this?
Right.
Like, Mother, you have to involve me in these things. Basically, you don't blame it on me when I black out.
I love how Norman throughout this episode is like being motherly towards Norma.
Yes, I mean, let's
the only way to put it.
Let's address just the cleverest thing about this. This episode does so many things right, but one of the big three, again, we mentioned kind of the mystery element, but with the mystery element, and of course just the performance, the third kind of interesting thing with this episode is that it's Norman being so in tuned with Norma that he is, it's a double mystery. It's that he's coming at it, he's being both of our characters here, kind of playing off the same reaction. Like he suspects that she's the killer when the killer himself doesn't suspect that he's the killer.
Yeah, totally.
It's hilarious though, and he's just still trying to help. He's filling the role of just being kind of it's basically it's suspecting the murder suspect when you're just so unaware of the obvious facts.
It's definitely in the vein of the original Psycho mystery, actually.
Absolutely. I mean, you're right. It's very similar. This whole episode has that great kind of Hitchcockian Psycho vibe.
Sure.
But yeah, I just love that idea of like having your character suspect the other person and the other person just suspect
it's such a great device from the writers.
Yes. I mean, this might actually be one of the best written episodes of Bates Motel. It seriously might be. It's up there.
I wager to say this might be the very best episode of the series.
I know one thing.
It's up there.
It is up there. It's definitely in the top 5, no questions about it. Top 3, probably. Because I mean, I want to say number 1 right off the bat, but I mean, there are episodes I really do love. Like
there are others that come to mind, but
like the reveal of him killing his father was a big one.
Sure. Anyway,
so plus of course, both of them episode 5s, oddly enough, but now this is episode 2, which we thought was going to come at 5, regardless. Okay, so he's accusing. He thinks Norma's the culprit, and he asks about the
I know you had her in the freezer. You didn't know I saw you, but I did.
It was a little something like this.
Where did you put her?
Oh God.
With red hair. Leopard scarf, big earrings. I know you had her in the freezer. You didn't know I saw you, but I did. She checked out. What are you talking about? Her luggage wasn't there. You probably hid it somewhere. I didn't hide anything. I don't judge you. I love you. So much, and I always will. It's just, I think you need to let me handle things from now on, okay? You need to let me help you. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Be okay.
Oh boy, really good stuff.
Oh yeah.
What I love most about it is that just the horror and discovery that Norman is, because again, Norman would have no knowledge of who this woman is because he was blacked out at the time. In her mind, he was in bed, he was up in the house, and he shouldn't have even seen this woman because he kept Emma's mother away from Norman, saying, "You don't bother my son."
Exactly.
He's been through a lot, hasn't he?
Fine, just stay here. Just don't come.
Yes, I mean, so again, I love this rationale of Norman being smart enough to realize, like, oh my God, he shouldn't have seen. There's no way he would have seen this woman unless. So she knows absolutely she's gone. I mean, she checked out. I mean, she knows there's a very good possibility that Norman killed her. Now it's yet another for our poor heroic Norma Bates here. It's like another weight added to the weight she carries on her back. Like, he's killed another one. No,
it's another bee.
Darn it.
Yeah. So, but the way that Norman is going about it, like how he's trying to protect her and whatnot, very much reminds me of season 1 Norma with the whole Sam Bates situation.
Absolutely. Again, it's really moving though. Again, he wants to protect her. He's just saying, look, if you're gonna do this, I'm not judging you. Just include me. I should help.
Yeah, totally.
And again, it's also feeding, this whole episode really feeds into that Carrie Aaron idea of like they are a 50s married couple. They want to be partners. They want to be, I'm serious. It's like this episode really embodies that thing, especially towards the end of like, they want to be partners. They want to be equals. And, I'm the man in this relationship here. You have to let me help you out.
Mm-hmm.
And a bit of this, especially towards a certain blackout moment, he wants to literally become the husband in the relationship, oddly enough. Seriously, it's demented, but he does want to become the husband that she's lost in many ways. And, of course, given some certain events in this episode, we know that's going to be very complicated. Okay, right, so then there's a knock at the door, and before someone goes to answer, they have a little discussion who that's going to be.
I'll get the door.
Not the first discussion like that they're going to have.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Romero's at the door coming.
But I love how she greets Romero. It's just like, "Oh, Alex, what's wrong?"
It's so hilariously mirrored because in the first episode it was saying, "Do you have to answer the phone like that?" Says,
right,
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong. What's the problem? So let's see. So basically, Romero's coming to follow up and see if she's okay. Given the last time they had a chat, went a little something like this.
Oh God.
You need insurance. You have insurance. So I thought maybe you could marry me. Doesn't like you're doing anything else.
Here's
over that. I can't.
Again, just give us
like you're doing anything else.
Just give a silent acting.
It's like that's like a big assumption to make for Romero too. He is like the king of the town. It's like maybe he does have other things going on, Norma. Anyways.
Yeah, I love that he's just the moment of
assumes that he's just sitting at home, just twiddling his thumbs, not doing anything. Anyways.
Oh yeah, it's just hysterical. Anyway, so Romero's checking in on her, following the most insulting proposal ever, I like to call it. Yeah, Norma apologizes, and I love this though. Again, the points to Nestor Carbonell. I wonder what his episode's going to be this season. I wonder how good that's going to be because he's directing an episode this season.
Oh yeah, totally.
I want. He just registers the fear on Norman, the desperation. He's wondering what's going on, asking if she's afraid. And he goes something like this. And it's really well performed by both of these actors here.
That's going to turn into a lake. It's dangerous. It's going to end up in the bottom of that lawsuit. Well, I don't have money to do it. I'm sorry. I need to get Norman into buying me when I can't. I need to have insurance and I don't. It's not your problem. Okay, I need to... Are you afraid of being here alone? No, of course not. No. Like I said, it's not your problem. Don't worry about it, I'll figure it out. If you're scared, you can pick it up. I'm not scared.
And again, one thing I love about that, I love just how kind of it's still kind of that confident, kind of normal with all the way the world in her shoulders. Saying, no, I'm not afraid. I'm not still in denial, but again, so because she knows what she's risking if her son has to go back to that county facility. She does not want that to happen. I mean, no wrong. Still, it's not as bad as the dial in season 1 going something a little bit like this.
Yes, he's all right.
Not that bad.
Well timed.
But it's still just showing you how kind of like she's very afraid, but she's kind of powering on through that fear of like, I don't know if I can handle this, but I mean, I have literally kind of the most responsible kind of well-to-do man in town just asking me, look, are you okay? Can you handle this? And saying, yeah, I can. She's swallowing it and says, yes, I can handle this. I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not scared. Again, I love that kind of this episode's kind of really weighs upon that question: is she scared or can she deal with this? And we're going to see that.
Yeah, this episode, like her being scared of Norman, is kind of like the big thorough line of the whole thing.
Yes, and I love. We had that line last season. Do you still like me? Do you? Are you still?
Yeah.
Like, are you scared of me? No, I can never be scared of you. And that, of course, comes back big time. That whole "Are you scared of me?"
Of course.
And just with with Romero, again, I love that Romero, he knows that she's hiding something or hiding her feelings here. And I love, by the way, the Pitt callback that, yeah, the Pitt is still a problem on the property.
It's great. Yeah, I'm glad that didn't just go away between seasons. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, I love that Romero still being her friend and being kind of a little bit more than that. He does definitely, he's always drawn to this woman. Again, I love how the Bates clan, they just have like this pheromone they excrete, I guess, of just like attracting people.
Mhm.
You know, it's like Dylan, Norman, I mean, it's just they attract women and men like flies. Anyways, Romero he grabs some he grabs some of that Paris cash and he stops by Pineview and he works his magic that he's in denial of because according to him, to the contrary, he works his good old Romero magic here when he talks to Vicky from the facility that Norma's kind of friendly with, that little check-in lady, I guess one of the facilitators of the facility.
Uh-huh.
My mom was she was in and out of these places. I know how it works. Always a bit for a senator's kid, some CEO stuff. I'm going to understand. Well, there should be enough here for the first 2 months stay. Yeah, so true. And then after that, Norman, he's going to be out on my insurance. Is Norman Bates related to you? I'm marrying his mother.
Oh boy, so.
Oh God. Oh, Alex.
So,
man.
first off, I just love Romero knowing the town so well. He knows he can bribe people. He says, you know, I took my mother to facilities like this. I just love just like taking down the facade. Like, you know, I know
There's
you're
no
nice.
bullshit about it. Yeah, yeah.
Like, I know you're nice. You good to the people here, but let's cut through the stuff here. I'm just gonna give you a bunch of cash, and they always have room for for someone important. Now I'm gonna give you this big old stack of cash for a donation, whatever you want to call it, and for
Buy
you.
something nice for yourself.
Yeah, and I guess the Alti and Romero just walking confidently with a bribe, and he just and again it shows you that Romero, if he really put his heart in it, he could have helped her out the first time, but he was smartly keeping an arm's length of like, you know, I like Norma Bates, but I don't know how deep she is troubled.
Oh,
Not sure, you know, approaching it smartly at arm's length, but his heart's overweighing his head in this case. So again, he's really kind of starting to feel things because of this Norma Bates one. He kind of likes that. And that's putting him in a dangerous spot. We're going to find him. The most dangerous place you can be in Bates Motel, in a show with Norman Bates, is saying, you're, again, confidently, and I love the way he says this too, is I love Nestor Carmel's delivery of like, I'm going to marry his mother.
yeah, but he has no idea that saying that is basically signing his own death warrant.
It's like pretty much just like paint. Like, that's like jumping into a pile of bear food and walking into the restaurant.
Oh God. All right.
Yeah, with Boba the Bear also waiting in the wings as a stunt double. Anyways, the point is that Romero is in deep danger. When you say, I'm marrying his mother, especially if you say that confidently, you know, oh God, Romero.
Like,
no.
his death stock just went up so much just with that one statement.
Don't put on the magnet vest walking into the knife factory. Don't do it. No. The point is, we are very, very concerned for
I've never
Romero.
heard that analogy before. Magnet vest and knife factory. That's a good one.
Now, let's see if Jimmy McGill borrows it. So moving inside. So moving past that scene, I'm marrying his mother. But I'm sorry. The important point of that scene is that Romero has covered Norman's first 2 week stay, and he's gotten him a bed in the place, and now Norman's definitely going to Pineview, which is good, which is a victory. But again, marriage not good for Romero. Norman passes the time by reading reading an appropriate passage from poetry.
I wonder how long it took Norman to find a passage that was like the perfect summation of this whole series.
Yeah, seriously,
it's ridiculous.
This whole thing essentially, before we kind of play a little bit of it for you here, is that it's basically Norman saying it's about like a character being a part of someone, like being so connected to the person you're literally a part of them, which of course
like, was he just was he just randomly flipping through a poetry book and came across this poem? Was like, Mother, I have to read this poem to you. It reflects our relationship.
Yes, Johnny Depp gave it to me. I think I should read it.
Yeah.
Goes a little something like this. I present to you poetry read by Norman Bates. Everyone, grab your coffee and cappuccinos and put on
God.
your berets and one leisurely pump.
All right. That's an extremely goofy movie.
Then the embodiment of every graceful fancy that my mind has ever become acquainted with. The stones of which the strongest London buildings are made are not more real or more impossible to be displaced by your hands than your presence and influence have been to me. Stella, to the last hour of my life, you cannot but remain part of my character, part of the little good in me, part of the evil. You've been reading a long time. Why don't you go upstairs and take a nap? You're still recovering, and I just have so many chores to do. Well, I can help you with that. No, I'm fine. It's all stuff that I can do by myself. Just take a rest. You've been through a lot. All right, then, Mother, I'm just upstairs and lie down.
Again, she's just so motherly. It's like, why don't you go take a nap?
Yeah.
It's hysterical. So, Norman's reading some very appropriate poetry. Let's see. So throughout that, by the way, I love that Norma. I love the way it shows like Norma's just kind of peeking at the pit, and now she's just kind of waiting on her. Wait a minute, place you could store a body, and basically also thinking about kind of the body being buried in that pit. Little flashes of that from the trailers and everything of like that body being buried and all being the dirt shoveled over it. So after she suggests Norman take a snooze, we get Norma's Paddington look.
Yes. Oh my God.
And again, me, I love my Norma fashion. I think again, how do you make? It's just the question: how do you make Norma Bates cuter than? Again, it's like how do you give her a cute chainsaw? Short of giving her a cuteness chainsaw, you dress her like padding. They put her in like a blue, a matching. By the way, I love this. It's a matching rain. It's a matching rain slicker of some kind. Put kind of like a little raincoat and a little hat and everything. Even a little hat. Just a little hat cracks me up. And galoshes. So we see her now down in the pit. I love this little touch. She has the ladder down there. She's like in a little scurrying mode. She's climbing down the ladder. And again, I love how gross and muddy it looks though. It's like she's right up to the boots. She's like in this muddy water looking around. I love the tension that's there too. Because I'm thinking like, oh yeah, I mean, you know how weak the structure on that thing is. You could fall and drown in that mud.
Right, yeah.
And she's looking for the body too. It's like she's like kicking dirt, hoping some stuff will be uncovered. And she finds a glove.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. Anyway, so then she hears a car pull up again. First, I was thinking, oh, it's gonna be Romero and having a lot of questions.
Oh God.
It's like, what are you doing down there, Nora? You're gonna drown in the mud.
What was that?
Anyway, so she hears a car pull up. She's quickly scurrying. We get scurrying Norma. We get Normans. We get scurrying.
Oh, there's a lot of scurrying action in the scene.
Oh, yeah, seriously, I think this is probably the best case of second best case of scurrying we have in the whole series.
Okay.
Because I still love when she scurries to the other side of that car. Anyway, so I love it. On the climb up, she gets mud on her face. That's important. She gets some mud. She like scratches her nose or something. She gets some mud on her.
Yeah.
And then Norman pulls a Batman and appears. And it goes a little something like this.
Mother? What were you doing now?
Oh God.
I was checking to see how much water's in the pit.
Because
It's awfully deep for a pool.
Okay.
Wait, was I supposed to cue something up?
Well, no, I queued something up, but apparently it didn't fly.
Oh,
anyway, it was awfully deep for a pool.
I like how she's just like, oh, there's a lot of water.
Okay. Anyway, so then some customers are coming by, and that leads to a little debate between our Bates family here.
Hi! I'll be right down. I will check it. Have some water and cover. It's my hotel. I'm not professional. I thought I was the manager. You've been checking in guests like this. I need to protect you. Okay, so go in the house. I'm not above making a scene if it's what I have to do. Okay. Okay.
Scurry.
Major scurry in action.
I'll meet you up there when I'm done, so stay in the house.
I love how parental he's being right now.
Yeah, it's kind of a mix. Again, it's parental, but also kind of exercising a little bit of authority, control.
Totally.
You know, it's just, again, he's trying to be the man of the relationship, which, given these his mother, is kind of confusing.
Oh, God.
But regardless, I love just him addressing the scurry. Like, no need to rush. Just see, again, the minute he turns around to check the people, and then you see more like she's playing it cool while he's going there, and she runs really fast into the house. Very funny, very funny. Okay, so let's see. So after a little scurry, as Norman checks in the nice people, the nice Portlandian tourist.
Oh, God, yes. Very, very hipster. Very extremely hipster family.
One of them looking oddly Johnny Depp-esque.
Very Johnny Depp-like,
Which,
yes.
given the fact that Freddie Highmore has been in a very important movie with Johnny Depp.
You know, Johnny Depp actually cameoed as a zombie in The Walking Dead recently.
I heard something about that.
Yeah.
Let's see. So,
Anyways.
after the major scurrying, Norman checks in this nice Portland tourist family. So Perkins-esque, the way he delivers this, just kind of as he's just kind of friendly checking them in, goes a little something.
Pleasantries jar.
Oh yeah, very pleasantries go a little something like this.
I love this place. The whole setup. Uber retro. It's very cool. Sort of mid-century. Thank you. A little off the beaten track, though. You should probably start advertising. Some say word of mouth is the most effective form of advertising. Well, billboards work too. You're probably right about that.
And you imagine Norma Bates somewhere is thinking something that's having a little flashback, or something like this. She just really hates signs.
You still piece of shit, you sign!
I just love the thing that's the guttural, like with all they can hear from her, such good, just the guttural with every fiber of her being to a sign, just saying, yeah!
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. just the idea. Oh, yeah, so this was a fun callback. Just like, yeah, I think on some level, Norman, with the mother in his mind, is thinking, man, I really hate the fact that there's that Lee Berman sign.
And he wants to call Lee Berman a dick.
Oh, yeah, oh my God, if Norman did that somehow, like to the gravestone, it'd be hysterical.
Oh, God.
I'm not
or
saying
just to, like the Lee Berman Memorial Bypass sign.
I'm not saying he pulls.
Looking straight up at it.
I'm not saying he pulls a Frank Underwood to that sign or to that gravestone for the House of Cards fans out there, but still yelling at it would do just as well. So
the only thing I know about like pulling a Frank Underwood is killing a dog.
Oh, well, that's just the first episode then.
Yeah, I know it's the first episode. That's the only episode I've really seen.
Well, and we know Norman doesn't like killing animals, but he has no problem stuffing them.
No. Oh, God. Norman should stuff the dog from House of Cards. Anyways.
and get like a bunch of them and have the dogs playing poker with each other. And Juno's raking in the dough and raking in potentially the Muppet money. Okay, so Muppet Show references aside, we see Romero calls with some good news for a change. Hooray, good news. And he goes a little something like this.
Hello? What? I got Norman in the front view. You did? How? I'll marry you.
I love her reaction.
I'm here. It just, I don't know how to thank you.
Well, one, that's kind of sweet that, you know, I definitely there was a part of her that's just like overcome with gratitude, but at the same time, it's her covering it for like, she's still a lot of hesitation there, like, oh, I was in a desperate place when I asked them that.
Right, totally.
I mean, you know, and on a third level, she's wondering, oh no, I know Norman's not going to like this. I don't want this guy to get killed.
That's got to be on her mind, yeah.
Now, whether it's kill or not, she knows all of her relationships have been kind of doomed because Norman hates the guy so much.
Oh, God. I still want to see fight from George at some point.
So, but I love just the hesitation on there. It's like a part of it is it's so many mixed emotions of like fear about Norman, not liking him, not liking the situation, a bit of hesitation, like, oh man, he's my friend. I want to make things weird, but I do need him. I need the insurance money. I need him on my side here, but I kind of like him. It's been a while since I've had someone.
Mm-hmm.
I had someone special in my life that actually wasn't abusive or doomed for failure. And the third one there, the biggest one, is that, I do have to thank this guy because he's always been there for me. I do definitely like him. Anyway, so Romero, importantly, drops a big old plot point here saying, well, yeah, so I got him a room at Pine View, and they're going to send some paperwork over, and this paperwork, Norman has to sign it. It says, well, wait, why can't, well, he's not in his right state of mind. Well, yeah, but if you want like an involuntary him to be committed involuntarily, it's going to take weeks, which you want there immediately. So, but unless he's a dangerous, this is kind of piggybacking off that up thing I brought up last episode. That again, if you are like deemed a menace to society, or I guess in this case, if you are really dangerous to other people, then you can be removed on the spot.
Sure.
That was the logic they were working against, enough that you would be taken away if you were a public menace instantly, not waiting a day, having a really meaningful scene at nighttime.
Right.
Lifted by the house lifted by balloons.
All right, Mr. Fredrickson, we'll take you away, but only after you have time to reflect and come up with a way to elaborately stage your escape.
Yeah. Anyway, so then important thing with that is that the papers are being sent over not by carrier, because not by courier, because we don't have those days anymore, by fax machine, because it's not the 60s like Psycho said, and it's they're being faxed over. I do like the fact that it's a fax machine. We're still using those.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the papers are being faxed over to the motel's office, which we know Norman's there, and I love Norman then putting the piece together. Oh boy, it goes something like this. Her reaction.
When are they sending it?
Oh, anytime. Could be now. Just give your office fax.
The motel office?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Okay,
Okay, thank you, Alex. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. So back in the motel office, as they're being faxed to, again, I love just the tension there. Such great Hitchcockian tension. Like, in the way it's framed, Norman way down there, but right up front next to the camera, we have the fax machine and the fax going through, and Norman not noticing quite yet. It's like question, oh no, was he going to notice? There's probably one point out we had a happy Romero when he said no problem. He says, hey, he's so adorable. That Romero was like, oh, the girl of my dreams kind of likes me. Hooray! I'm the happiest sheriff in the land.
Oh God.
Sorry, I'm stuck in cute mode with that shotgun.
So I love this benign Apple conversation that Norman has.
It was a little something like this.
So you're from Portland?
Yeah, especially beside there. We use 9 different types of apples.
Oh, there's a lot of apples. Particularly partial in the Arkansas black apple.
Pick your apple.
But choose a good one.
Pleasantries, Norman.
I wish everyone in hospitality could be so hospitable.
Oh, you're going to be working in hospitality and not be hospitable.
Like I said, Nick Ford just standing in the corner shedding a single tear.
But also, I love it. Seriously, Highmore does such a good job. He does, as we always say, he does Perkins better than Perkins does himself. And I just love you. Like in this episode, if you listen real closely, you can hear like a little banging from a coffin way down there, and Perkins saying, "Hey, stop horning on my act, kid."
Oh God! Oh God!
Seriously, he's that good. I'm sure Perkins is proud somewhere. He's just like, this. You give him like a thumbs up, and also say, "Hey, stop horning on my act, kid." You're doing too good a job.
All right.
Anyway, so as that said, Norman discovers the facts, and we know bad things are coming. But before we continue with those bad things, we have some uplifting stuff. A scene between Mr. Ducote and Dylan. They have a little chat where Dylan reveals that he didn't go to college, but I'm sure that shows, which I love Mr. Ducote being very receptive to him. Being very supportive, Dylan. He likes this kid.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I did some research in the time between this and Thursday, when we were scheduled to go. Anyway, 2 observations. One, this blows my mind. Just a great casting. It's kind of like a Super Academy situation we had where did you know Emma's father was recast?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it? Again, it's like kind of like how Super Academy we had some. The cast, the actors are so good at just kind of stepping into it. You know,
that's crazy. I have no idea.
So from the first season, that was a different actor, and then we have but they were both English, by the way. So I think I deserve somewhat of an apology.
No, yeah, I would totally miss that.
Yeah, they're both. Well, at least they're both born in England, so man, we know that much.
Aw.
Anyway, so that, and also, I was right about it was Manchester. That was what I was thinking of last time. So her in the show and in that, Emma's family is from Manchester, hence the accent.
Right.
But I just wanted to clarify this because I was bugging me last episode. Anyway, so you got a really nice scene between Mr. Ducote and Dylan. Here goes a little something like this.
I wanted to thank you through all of this. What? You know, if she makes it through this, she's gonna have a future. She's not gonna be a girl planning on dying anymore. Yeah, I understand. If you're serious about having a relationship with my daughter, but for your own sake, you need to think about something else besides having Paul. It's not where Emma's future's heading. She's lucky enough to have a future. And to be honest, you're too good to be doing that.
So really good scene, man. I love the camaraderie between these two. Again, they're really.
I really like how he's not like calling him out, you know, and he's like, "Oh, you sell pot, and I'm not gonna let my daughter date someone who sells pot."
And I love that. I love that he gets it. You know, he's seen the town. He knows how it was run, and he knows it's kind of a viable. It makes sense to go into that thing. But you know, you're better than that, kid. I mean, you're seeing my daughter. She has a future. I mean, I get if it was kind of like, you know, get your own business. But you look, kid, I think you have some potential. You can actually do many things. You seem to be a bright young lad. You got all that cash in a short time. You got the moxie for it. Why don't you apply yourself to something?
Set your mind to it.
Absolutely. Anyway, so again, really nice. I just love how friendly Will Ducote is to Dylan. It's really it's always kind of pleasant.
Okay, pleasantries. Right.
So speaking of which, we go to Dylan and Emma. Dylan visiting Emma with her sexy voice.
I think we're kind of giving up on Emma's blog, right? Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, look, she's just awoken from surgery. I give it to the 3rd episode to make that call. Okay, seriously. Seriously, I mean, come on. She was in surgery for 2 episodes. It wouldn't make any sense.
All right, fair enough.
I'd give her until we'll find out after the next one if she gets a blog or not.
Yeah.
Then again, she could have grown up as a woman in her time. It's like, you know what? I'm through having blog.
You know what? I would just want a final blog entry just to clarify that, though. I don't know.
No, that's the thing. We'll see.
Because the last blog entry is still like, oh, should I go with Norman or should I go with Dylan? Norman's feelings are gonna get hurt. Anyways.
Okay, anyway, so she's greeting him with her kind of her sore voice, but she's still very. They don't have like a really long conversation or anything, but just kind of like thanks him for coming. Thanks him for stopping by. She doesn't know all the extent of what he's been through to raise the money for the operation or anything quite yet. He points out, it's kind of interesting to see you this way. You're nothing holding you back anymore. You can do anything you want. Kind of learn what he's learned from Mr. Ducote. He's like, yeah, she can do anything she wants now. Do you sure you? Essentially, not in so many words, saying, "You sure you want to stick around with me?"
Yeah, and like I said, I get the guy. Like he definitely admires her, but I kind of get the feeling that he almost thinks that she's too good for him in a way.
I do definitely think there is some doubt. I didn't quite. I don't know. I think I'm a little more positive on that. I think he's still going to stay in the relationship. He's going to rethink like a position to go into. I think he's going to try to make it work though. But I didn't really think of him like saying, "Well, maybe I should stick to the lifestyle I got going on now." I think he's going to try to change.
Okay, we'll see.
Well, I do sense the doubt, and there's a bit of inferiority of like, well, man, yeah, it's kind of going to be a big change. I mean, she's might be giving up a lot for me, taking a gamble on me.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So also following that, he just kind of gets a little out to the situation here when he mentions a little offhand line to one of our favorite characters to reference.
So, to the barn. Make sure that Gunnar didn't burn the whole place down.
Which Emma then replies with,
Hey! Cupcake boy!
she's not quite up to snuff to that level quite yet. She's still kind of recuperating, so she's not.
Oh God! Just Miss Piggy style zonked out on morphine.
Yeah, it's just referencing. Oh wait, I know him. Do you remember Cupcake Boy? Hey Dad, do you remember Cupcake Boy?
Hey, it's Norman Bates.
And then Gunnar just walks in, and Dylan's just saying, Gunnar, what are you doing here? Why don't you have? You're supposed to be watching the barn. Well, it burned down. What do you mean it burned down? Well, I don't know. The dog got in there, and I chased him around. There's some lighter fluid involved. I don't know what happened.
That Chick Hogan guy showed up, started raving about boar jerky. I don't know.
I don't know. Gunnar, you are so fired. I know I'm fired. The barn went up and no.
All right, I've got Remo on speed dial. I'm calling him.
Yeah. Hey, Emma, you want a cupcake? Cupcake? You know what's in it. Anyway, so Gunnar.
That would be amazing if Gunnar gave Emma a get well cupcake.
And then the security team just wrangles him to the ground saying, bad Gunnar, bad. Anyway, so Gunnar shenanigans that don't exist aside.
Yes.
Moving on to our next scene, our big scene. We're back in the plot now. Oh boy. Big scene going on. Oh, by the way, just real quick. I mean, Dylan had like a nice goodbye kiss to her, so it was really sweet.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Norman has a big blackout conversation with someone. And first, I'm thinking like it's flashbacks of previous conversations, potentially of Shelby at first. I'm saying, wait a minute, it's like going to be a clip show of the men that he hates in Norman's life talking to him. But no, it's much.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
But boy, this one came out of left field. Like, wow. I mean, it's.
I don't think I'm as big of a fan of this scene as you are.
I'm just saying because we really haven't gotten a lot with the Norman and this character. It's
I'll be honest with you. I think this whole scene was kind of felt like a little bit of like a Dexter ripoff.
Well, I mean, it was it's just one scene. I mean,
I know it's just one scene, but it was just so reminiscent of the Harry scene.
Okay.
I don't know. That was my only problem with it.
Okay, anyway, it goes a little something like this.
She's crazy. Those has been. Now you're not here. You're not here. And I have to control it, so I need you to leave. I need you to leave right now, please. You know you didn't kill me. I did. How do you know that? Mother told me. You didn't. She did. She lied to you. I should have stopped her. I didn't know. You need to control her, Norman, before she destroys you.
So I think the first reaction to that would be,
yeah.
but seriously, I mean, I found some interesting things with this. One, I mean, the fact it's Norman talking to his father, which is kind of a rarity, and it makes sense when you think about it. Is that Norman's not really trusting his mother right now, so he wouldn't have a mother talking to him. He would have his father. He would have someone else talking to him. I guess. I mean, if he's going to have a conversation, so it can't be mother because he's really on the rocks with it right now, and he's getting it from someone we didn't really see coming. And the idea that again he wants to kind of fill Sam's role in a demented way. He wants to kind of become the dominant one in the relationship. He wants the dominance his father had. And what's sad about that? And again, this is one of the saddest episodes ever, which we're going to epitomize towards the end. Seriously, I mean it's that Norman wants that dominance, and of course, what that requires is something that he remembers from his show is that his father is an abusive, kind of a bad guy.
Right.
Which means getting a little violent with Norma, which he deep down he does not want to do. But I mean, he wants that dominance. He wants to keep it in control because she thinks she's becoming out of control and trying to set him up, and all this stuff. All these feelings of betrayal is going to the person that he doesn't really have his feelings sorted out with, because Mary he's not quite sure how to feel about his father. He's always a little I'm not saying he's uber defensive of his father, but he says, my father wasn't a bad man, but he wasn't that nice a man either. Remember, he's conflicted about his father.
He wasn't a nice man.
Again, like it's like him figuring psychologically the only way to kind of control his mother is to embrace the ways of his father. And again, just kind of also, right. I love how they called this back, by the way, that in season 2, way back in season 2, he had these flashes of Norma hitting Sam on the back of the head and killing him, and they finally used that again. So I love that they didn't forget about that. Just and there's always some people who just don't want Norman Bates. I mean, some fans of Bates Motel they have the mindset that, oh no, we love Norman Bates, he can't be the killer. Maybe Norma's the one that did it all along. And the people that have thought that,
I love Norma Bates just as much as I love Norman, though. It's not really a contest.
Yeah. No, what I mean by that is just people thinking that even though we've gotten clear proof of like Norman did kill these women, they're thinking that Norma still is somehow the culprit.
Okay.
I'm saying there are fans like that because they just really want Norman not to end up the way he does, even despite the fact that we know he does. I know it's a weird thing. Regardless, I'm just saying that some people think that Norman.
Why are you watching the show?
I'm just saying they've fallen in love with him so much they root for him against hope. But regardless, I just love this idea that they're calling back all these things, and now the Tao is formed, and thanks to this vision of his father here, now he's convinced that the really great line from that is like, you need to control her before she destroys you. And then kind of the weird kind of fatherly kiss, kissing him on the head. It's like, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you, but I'm being here for you now in the afterlife. It's strange. It's really strange in a way. Again, Norman stepping into that dominant role, and it's going to be a really scary thing.
Like I said, my only issue with this scene was that it kind of felt too similar to a Harry scene from Dexter, but it's fine. It's fine.
Again, just kind of the thing, dressing him into kind of being the abuser, being the thing. It kind of triggered all of this madness because, again, it started with him killing his father.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. So then we have Norman in a scene, and her using the trash excuse of like, where were you? Oh, that's not trash. Anyway, so then again, I love how domestic and couple like this. Again, they feel like a '50s couple in here. It feels like my grandparents. Seriously, it does. Where the husband comes home and he's asking where his dinner is. It feels very '50s-esque.
Norma's like, oh, maybe we should go. I know it's kind of ironic that she suggests that they go out because she's been trying to keep Norman inside the whole day.
Well, remember, she wants to get into the motel to find the thing, which she does. That's why she's coming back from it. She's just trying to distract him, I guess. Yeah, it goes a little something like this.
I thought I told you yesterday. I just went outside to throw some trash out. What would you like for dinner? Maybe we should just go out. I don't think we should go out.
Trying to exercise some dominance.
We should go anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you like? I think there's stuff for turkey pot pie. Should we do that? Okay. Cool. Turkey pot pie.
Cool.
And I gotta tell you, this next bit it feels so '50s couple-esque of like, while one person in the relationship is doing something, the other one's like, why don't you take a bath or something? This bit coming up here.
Why don't you go upstairs and take a bath or something while we cook dinner for us? I'm not leaving you alone. Why? Because I don't trust you. That's silly. No, actually, it's not silly. It's incredibly real. It's very frightening. I'm afraid of you and I love you, and that's a bad combination.
Oh boy.
I don't think you're in your right mind, and you're trying to sabotage me. I'm not doing anything. I'm just making a turkey pot pie.
I gotta tell you, just out of context, I just love that line. I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to make a turkey pot pie.
Yeah,
but seriously,
I like how it's a turkey pot pie and not a standard chicken pot pie.
Yeah. But again, Norma Bates seriously should have a cookbook. I mean, she's such a good cook in the show. Seriously, she's cooked so many things in the show.
Oh.
But I mean, seriously, I just love from this point forward. It's like we get a really sad cut, a really sad transition to our next scene, to this really ominous dinner. It's basically going to result in the saddest scene in all of Bates Motel ever.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, seriously, just from this point forward, the episode just like hits the kind of the 1,000 basically top of the moon of like, oh my god, it's like it's a nirvana of beautiful television here. But oh boy, it's like this, all the happiness of the relationship is now gone from that blackout Norman had of like kind of conferring with his father. She's trying to destroy you. Either get her under control or you get rid of her.
Mhm.
Which we know is not going to end well. So it goes a little something like that. And I call this whole segment, particularly this beginning of it here, this is Freddie Highmore's bid for the Emmy. So the scene starts, this whole scene coming out here, it's Freddie Highmore's, it's him at the best. It's like it's 100% Perkins times 10. That's how good it is. It's 100%
First of
Perkins.
all, I just love the color symbolism of the dinner mats being red.
Oh god, that's so great.
That's something I picked up on right away.
So the whole thing before I play, it starts off with something that gets a reaction out of Norman, something like this, because Norman's just glaring at him the whole time.
Why are you glaring at me?
It was a little something like that, and then the scene starts. And again, folks, get ready to hear the.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry.
I just knocked my mic down really quick, so.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, basically the best Perkins-esque scene. Seriously, this might be Freddie Highmore's finest performance in all the show so far. I kid you not.
Uh-huh.
The scene that should definitely cement him an Emmy.
Oh my gosh, will you stop it?
I can't. I can't. That's the problem. It's not my doing. There's only one way to stop it, and I don't want to do it.
Norman, you're scaring me.
I'm not gonna lie, Mother. You should be scared.
Oh boy.
We should all be scared. I know about you now. I understand things. There's something dark in you, Mother. Something that needs to be stopped. I know you killed that woman. The one who was here, but didn't check out. I saw you scrabbling about in that pit trying to cover up your crime so I wouldn't know. I think you killed Bradley Martin and Blair Watson because you were jealous of both of them. I think you killed my father. And you are trying to blame me. You're trying to pin it all on me and have me locked up. Well, I'm not going to let you do that. Mother! Get back here right now! Get back here!
Wow, just fantastic.
All right, so Highmore raised the stakes of the series in this scene for sure. So I am going to raise the stakes of our Breaking Bad running gag, of our Bryan Cranston Emmy running gag. You ready? You ready?
Yeah.
I think we should straight up give or one of Bryan Cranston's Emmys. Just let him have it. Just give it to him.
Well, no, I'm saying give him his own Emmy, Tiki. He did such a good job. I'm saying, look, as much as we love Cranston, we do, unabashedly. Seriously, I think Highmore, he's put in the work. This scene just kind of clinches it. He earns it. He's earned his own Emmy. Give him his own Emmy.
Yeah, this is absolutely, like, this kind of replaces the transition scene in season 3, you know, the whole, like, making breakfast at 3 in the morning scene with, like, this is absolutely the top of this line performance. Like, he just goes nuts in this scene.
Like, I wouldn't melt down. I wouldn't even bother melting down any of Anna Gunn's Emmys. I would give him his own Emmy.
He's above Anna Gunn's Emmys.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't sully it by just using Anna Gunn's Emmys. Let him have his own Emmy.
You don't think having one of Cranston's Emmys would be a big honor, though?
Believe me, I'm saying Cranston's put in his own work, but I think Freddie Horsley now made his first step. It's like kind of like an Aaron Paul level. He's earned his Emmy.
Okay.
It's like, you know, it's like he's He's graduated from acting college. Give him his Emmy.
Oh God.
You know, he's out there in the world. He's made his mark. But seriously, the intensity and the emotion he brought to this scene, and it's coursing through the scene because of his performance here. It's astounding. You know, it's just the horror at everything that's going on here. It's the dissolving the relationship begins here, and it's again just the way he sounds exactly like Anthony Perkins when he's really getting yelling there, saying, "You killed Blair Watson and Bradley Martin because you are jealous, and you."
Of course, on the other side of this, we have Vera Farmiga just reacting to all of this and just to her horror. It's like everything she's ever feared about Norman is just crashing down around her in this scene.
I mean, now she is unabashedly afraid of Norman. She's fearful for her life. That's why she's fleeing the table, because he's getting closer to her. Says, "You want to lock me up?"
And then as she flees, he's just like, "Mother, get back here right now!"
Yeah, seriously, it's genuinely scary and terrifying, because again, you love this kid here, but now he's going after her. He's going to do something horrible to her, because again, he thinks, again, that's the sad thing, is like, she's not really conspiring against. She's trying to help him. Genuinely, she's trying to give him some help.
Totally.
And trying to do it the right way, but he's seeing it as like a betrayal, because she's made these mistakes, and that's what the show is all about. Her making these mistakes in her parenting at times that have just festered and manifested into this her own demise.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so speaking of her own demise, or at least something that comes awfully close to it, we're in the middle of the pursuit here, and oh boy, it gets really dark and really scary, folks.
Oh yeah.
Norma goes up the stairs into her room, gets the gun that Gil gave her, but not there.
You're looking for this, weren't you?
He's armed.
Norman, give me the gun. I can. Yes, you can.
Now, before this scene goes to just kind of completely terrifying territory, I just want to mention how sad it is that, again, this mother is grabbing a gun. She's going for the gun to defend herself against some other child.
Totally.
And you know she's not going to shoot Norman, but she's going to threaten him with it, though, so she can get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did you think she would? I mean, you don't think she would actually try to shoot him, do you?
Maybe she would like shoot in his direction.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I mean, you know it's getting really dark. But, I mean, we know the relationship's crumbling, but I don't think it's to the point where she would even consider putting him down. I mean, it's still to the point where she needs to get out of there, but he's so terrifying. That's the measure she needs to take as a parent to get him under control. You know, that's her proverbial belt, so to speak. And I'm not saying that's the way to go by any stretch, but still, I'm just saying that's like the equivalent of what a desperate parent at the end of the ropes does. And I got to tell you, this next move scared me when it happened, because I knew exactly what she was doing. Because she is using the Tiki. Let me tell you how scary this scene is coming up. Just to press it for you folks, to let it sink in and crawl into your skin and just kind of fester. She's using the knowledge, the big scene from last season, that she knows that Norman on some level is attracted to her.
Right.
She is using that. She's using two things. She's using that knowledge to get close to Norman, and she's kissing him and getting romantic. Moderately. And for a purpose, not because she wants to do that. Just to manipulate her son. It's getting that dark. She's psychologically manipulating him like that. And also it's calling back to the suicide Norman almost committed in season 2 when she got the gun away from him and they had that kiss they shared. But, you know, I love how it's all interconnected, though. It's starting from that point with that very same gun. And now it's like she's just using the knowledge she's developed. This things that's crumbled their relationship even further against her own son. That's a really low blow, if you ask me. It's a sad blow. It's necessary, but it's really sad.
Sure.
It goes a little something like this. so perverse now that she's locking herself in the room. Like when she locked him in the room where all this starts, they come in full circle,
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it's just sad, like a mother manipulating her son's emotions like that. It's so sad, so sad.
It's so sad.
It's like it's like got dark to a level like oh my god, I never saw him going that way. Anyway,
Totally,
so then
totally.
locked in the room, she gives essentially almost like a last will and testament call to Romero here.
Alexis, I'm worried about Mark. I think if there's anything you can do tonight, you should be like right now. And I just wanted to say that I'm incredibly grateful for what you've done for me and for what you've been to me.
So, I mean, I love that she's kind of like now the protagonist in a horror movie at this point. Now that she's like she knows she's full well she's potentially going to die here. She could die, but she's still kind of getting her affairs in order. That look, Norman still needs care even if I'm gone. Just this might be the last time I see you. Just make sure.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, even though like I might not make it back here, just thank you for everything you've done for me, and make sure Norman's taken care of. All this, she's willing to die for her son here.
I want to ask you though, at any point during this episode, did you think they might just fucking pull the trigger and kill Norma off right then and there?
No, I didn't think that, but I knew it was going to come really close to it.
I for a hot second, I almost wondered for a hot second. Anyways.
Anyway, so we get one of the creepiest again. It feels like Psycho come to life. It's like basically it's like you mix Psycho with a slasher movie. This
might be one of the most effective horror scenes in the whole series. I think just the suspense of it all.
It is. It's so great. So they're playing an old movie again. I love that. They were bonding over the old black and white movies.
Again, callback. This whole episode just feels so much like what was there in season 1 just gone to shit and burning up in flames.
Absolutely. Again, it's like this whole ending here, this whole third act is the dissolving, the painful, like agonizing acid dissolving of the relationship between these two people.
Oh.
And it's like just like they're still like we're like cutting through the middle of it right now. It's like boiling through the middle, and it's just like it's getting hotter and hotter. It's burning through the sides.
Right.
Anyway, so we have this really creepy. I love that because the show is based off kind of our beloved black and white movie here. It's like they're playing Road to Bali, which is Hope and Crosby thing. It's playing Chicago style. It's playing the song Chicago style. Anyway, so I just love what I mean in reference to Psycho is that it's like it's black and white amongst the complete darkness. So it's like that's the only light source, black and white, saying, yeah, you know what you're referenced to.
Yeah.
And again, Norma walking down to the basement as if she's walking to her destiny right now. Again, I'll admit it, and logically it should lead you to believe that, oh yeah, she's going to get killed. Anyway, so she's going down the stairs really creepily. Again, it's like now everything's coming into place. Black and white in the darkness. She arms herself with a pair of really sharp scissors. Mm-hmm. So oh god, she may stab Norman. That's what I was worried about. Like, oh boy, she's gonna stab Norman. So she goes downstairs, and Norman is just so villainous and pointing out, how he manipulated her. Again, he's very seasoned.
He might as well just have like a tiny cat on his lap that he's stroking.
I mean, this scene is absolutely season 5 Walter White. Absolutely, he's absolutely that.
Oh God, I've been ignoring Breaking Bad, Jar. I'm sorry.
Anyway, so it goes a little something like this to start things off.
I knew this was the best way to get you. To ignore you. Then you'd start worrying about me because you knew I had a gun. Because you do love me, Mother. The heartbreak of it all.
I love how he's kind of pulling a manipulation because she really hit below the belt with that earlier manipulation. He's saying, well, look, I know you're going to worry about me. That's how I got you down here so easy. Puts the gun down, says, I looked at these papers. And, he's still not happy about it. It's just like, you want to lock me away. It goes a little something further like this.
Norman, you have to trust me. But I don't, Mother, and I can't. It is a
which he just will not allow.
No, he won't. He's protecting Norma. That's what he's all about.
Again, she's begging him not to do this. She's begging. And then, of course, we get this fantastic mirror to the end of season 2 again. The big kind of her talking him out of suicide in season 2 here, just coming back full circle. I love how this scene was just so wonderfully mirrored. Again, it's kind of neat that we're having a lot of parallels to 2 and kind of our even numbered season here, 2 and 4.
Right.
There's a little something like this. Powerful scene, folks. Get the inside out tissues ready. Oh my God, it's gonna be a weeping fest.
It's nothing.
Ugh.
Don't do this. We just don't belong in this world anymore, brother. We're broken. We've tried. We want peace and happiness. The world just won't allow it. So let's take ourselves out of the equation. Because whatever there is after this, we will have peace. And we will be together. We can't have peace. And we can be happy. You just have to trust me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I have to do it. I'm so sorry.
So, my God, just such a beautifully written scene. Just like the relationship kind of dissolving to that point of yet another betrayal. Norma in the end has manipulated Norma and saying, I've called Romero. I'm hoping he's getting down there, and she's just kind of been stalling all this time.
Yeah.
And again, it's like this episode potentially is the darkest episode. But then again, we've had a lot of rape throughout the show. A lot of really horrible.
Oh God, a lot of rape. Yeah.
I mean rape of every variety. Rape of very terrible stuff. Terrible. I mean, like, good written, but I'm saying terrible, like it's like the darkest stuff you could ever think of.
I mean, I would wager to say this episode is kind of like the Ozymandias of the series so far in terms of like everything that the series has established so far is just crashing down around the main characters. Oh.
It feels very much like that, yes. But seriously, I mean, just like the murder-suicide of our two beloved characters here, and again, they were so close. Again, it's piggybacking off of the most wonderful, like kind of like her convincing him, you have to live. If you die, then I die. We're the same person. We're part of each other.
Right.
And again, just it was the minute he said this line, I was like, oh my God, the most compelling thing from the show I've ever seen. All practically, it's like him saying, says, we just don't. We're broken, mother. We don't belong in this world anymore. And again, he's just him saying, look, I'm tired of this all. I just want peace and happiness for us. Can't you understand that? It's like, oh my God. It's like, and then Vera Marie, the way she says, I'm sorry, just knowing that, and she takes the gun away to make sure Norman doesn't get any further trouble, anything bad happened to him. Just she's still mothering him, even though it's like having to hurt your child in the most profound way, which she has. She's had to do emotionally. She's wrecked her child in this episode.
Oh yeah.
Like essentially sawed off a limb with emotion. That's what she's done in this episode. Mm-hmm. And then Romero comes down there and he takes Norman away, and then this reveal. And this prepare for Vera Farmiga, definitely, if not a nomination. I think I
love how calm and understanding Romero is. He's just like, all right, Norman, come on, we're gonna get you some help. He's so nice about it. He's not like angry at all.
Oh yeah, I mean, he was frantic to get in there, but now he sees, okay, everyone's fine. We're gonna get him out of here.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But boy, he takes Norman away so he can get him to because it's it's an overnight thing, and Norman reveals that he hasn't signed the papers. That for the expediency of it, he's going to need to go back to that county psych ward, which the Walnut County psych ward, which we know is not good, and we know that's the thing he's really avoiding here. I mean, he's just not believing anything she's saying that this Pine View place is nice. He's assuming it's like he's assuming it's like the psych ward.
Yeah, right.
And then Norma realizes if he goes to this place, he will emotionally die. He will cease to exist. I cannot do that. I cannot let that happen. And just the realization of what will happen. She just does with it shows you the strength of Norma Bates as a character, what Vera Farmiga is about to do. And again, she if not deserves an Emmy for this, she definitely earns like 8 nominations just for this one scene.
Oh, God.
Seriously, oh my God, she's just like, I mean, give her like this one, like boil and disinfect all of Anna Gunn's Emmys and give them all to her.
Disinfect them. Oh, God.
Disinfect them and like, you know, make them all cutesy and give them the Vera Farmiga. That's what you do.
Make
But
like
seriously,
you know, like the 7 Dwarves Oscars that Walt Disney got for Snow White.
Just
make it like
all,
that.
Just make them all like little Normas, just like posed very different different outfits and cute positions.
Oh, God.
You know, like little blacks that have different catchphrases, like "I'm so sad,"
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
or "I killed the crap out of him."
Or just one that's just like, "You're a dick."
Yes, or "I hate a stupid sign. I hate you."
Okay.
Anyway, so seriously though, this is Vera. Again, we have Freddie Highmore's Emmy bid this episode, and we have Vera Farmiga's Emmy bid at the end here.
Totally.
Seriously, it's one of the most beautiful, heartbreaking. I was almost on the verge of tears, like I was at Winter Soldier. This scene, I kid you not, I was like so invested in this moment here. So beautiful. It goes like this: just a mother throwing everything she has at every ounce of love she has at her child here in the last moments to protect him.
Norman!
He signs.
I love you. I hope you know that.
I'm gonna need some inside out tissues.
I don't have one hand.
You son of a! Of all the times not to have them on hand. Anyway, so while I'm on the verge of tears here, I'm going to power on through this. Seriously, just how powerful is how powerful is that? And just the ending there, which she just left Norma. I can't do the music any justice here, but just the score that plays at the end here, just the saddest. Imagine the saddest cue that makes the sad Hulk music reach for the tissue box.
just like the physical embodiment of the sad Hulk music.
Yeah, I'm just talking about like sheet music that says "Lonely Man" theme going.
Oh, God.
And grabbing for the tissues, and but seriously, just like seeing the way this is shot is beautiful. Just like Romero and Norman, characters you're going to have a lot of animosity, we're assuming later on, driving away, and just Norma, the lights on Norma, and then she's left alone, as if the last gleam of light is now leaving her, and she's just in the utter blackness of the lowest point. Where everyone is in the utter blackness, the lowest point right now.
Right.
And she's done her job. She feels happy that Norman is going to be okay, despite their relationship completely dissolving and being obliterated into a billion pieces. But and again, this is the saddest episode ever, at least the saddest ending ever of Bates Motel.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm amazed by how sad it is, and I think the only possible response, the only way to summarize my thoughts on this episode is just with one.
Oh, God. I'm so sad.
Oh my God, I'm literally on the brink of tears just thinking about that scene. Let's move on to our endings here. So promo, all we know about the promo is that Romero's moving in, Norman's not taking well to therapy, and he has big trust issues with Dr. Evans.
Yeah. Do we think that I have a couple of speculation things? Do we think that we're going to see Caleb or anything again soon?
Not. I think it's going to be like past 5 onward. I think it's when we're going to be getting Caleb.
Okay. And then also, I was actually kind of wondering, do you think this whole Romero's ex-girlfriend character is a front for Mrs. Ducote?
What do you mean front for Mrs. Ducote?
I mean, do you think like the casting, like they said like, oh, an ex-girlfriend of Romero's, do you think that was actually...
Well, no, we know the girlfriend's coming. She was in the trailers.
Okay. She's obviously going to be causing conflicts with this marriage.
Yeah, well, I think the main thing with her is that she's gonna. I don't know if she's gonna be tied into like a business side of the villain, but someone's gonna be undermining Romero with his weakness that he's now shown by getting married to. He's showing some weakness with his spur of the moment decisions here to the outside world. So I think someone's gonna. Actually, again, this could definitely feed into Romero's death and that death odds.
Oh yeah.
That it's Romero. The god of White Pine. It's if you make God bleed, if you show that God. Sorry, I'm just trying to think here. If you show that God is weak to things, if he shows a human God like anyone else, anyone can take him down.
Yeah. All right. And I just love in the promo, like he's just like, "Oh, I'll be by after work with my stuff." What stuff?
I just love Norman's reaction of, "Oh, he's gonna be moving in."
Oh god. So like I said, just general speculation. I have a feeling the next couple episodes will be a bit lighter in tone than this.
Oh, like, how do you get any darker than this? I'm sure.
Yeah, like I have a feeling that it's gonna be like another kind of like slow build to more dark stuff. Like, because this was like really early.
I mean, the only way you get darker is Dylan suddenly bursting into flames. That's the only.
I don't know if that'd be dark or just like absurd. I don't know.
I mean, like Dylan just I'm not talking about in a car or anything. Just him randomly bursting into flames. Randomly bursting into flames while he's holding Emma's hand that gets burned to a crisp.
Oh god.
As her father watches in horror behind glass randomly, like, "No, I can't do anything. There's glass in front of me. No."
All right, let's quickly go through the checkout odds. Norma was at 70 last episode. Now we bumped her up to 85 because
for obvious reasons.
Yeah, it's a little bit inevitable at this point.
I mean, come on. I mean, they got really close to it here, but we know that something's bad stuff's gonna happen. We know that much.
Dylan was at 15%. He got raised slightly up to 18%. I'm a bit worried for him just because he's very contemplative about his future and everything like that. So
yeah.
And also, if he gets out of the drug trade, would that kind of like signify that his story's coming to an end?
Potentially, but he still has like the low-hanging fruit of Caleb and Chick Hogan left, so we'll see.
All right. Emma was at 50. We lowered her back down to 40 because it looks like the lung transplant, for the most part, is going smoothly. So we'll see how that goes.
That was pretty scary when she was going through that, so that might be a bad omen regardless.
Romero was at 35, and I think it's safe to say Romero, like he's pretty screwed.
You put him in a car with Norman, who just is at the lowest point right now, and if he finds out, oh, by the way, Norman, on your way to as I separated you forcefully from your home and from your mother, who you were potentially about to kill, I want to let you know I'm going to be your new daddy.
Oh, God.
So I was thinking about Monday maybe going to like a father-son picnic, maybe. And your mother made sandwiches. I helped her out. I helped her out.
All right, so Romero's at 65 right now.
And I thought we could go and use the sack race. Do the sack race, the pie eating contest. She made a chicken for dinner.
All right. And then finally we have Edwards. He was at 45%, and we raised him slightly up to 48% just because of the fact that Norman is coming his way.
Yep. Oh, by the way, Norman, dropping you off to this Dr. Edwards. Please don't kill him, but I can't stop your actions. Anyway, win the ball game. Bye.
All right. So very, very quick final thoughts.
Again, such a utterly beautiful and fantastic episode. Again, it almost brings me to Winter Soldier-esque tears at the end there. Just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. It was definitely, like you said, if it's not the best episode of the series, it's definitely in top 3.
And it's definitely the saddest episode ever.
Oh yeah,
really, it's the saddest thing this show has ever, in a good way. Good, sad, not sad in a bad way. It's sad, like it will break you.
Like I can't say enough that it's basically like the culmination of all the things that season 1 set up. So, all right. So with that in mind, you want to play us off?
Absolutely, but oh boy, I gotta find a really sad one. Oh boy, how to find a sad shooting fish in the barrel, honestly, but something Like this.
There we go. Because she's so sad.
So sad.